Hello, I'm the Animation Critic. The name says it all. I love the Rugrats. When I was a kid, I watched the show like almost all the time. When I wasn't eating or sleeping, I was usually watching Rugrats. And as I look on the show today, it is still the masterpiece I remember it to be, complete with great writing, lovable characters, and animation that just got better as time went by. If you think it's just me, think again, because this show was a huge hit, running for nearly 14 years, which is a pretty long time for most TV shows, let alone those for kids. And on top of that, the show is still considered to be one of the best ever made. Even Steven Spielberg considers it to be the Peanuts of our time. Earning praise from Steven Spielberg is no easy task, you know. Now, with all the success, you'd think the executives over at Nickelodeon would come to their senses and make one movie based on the highly popular series. Well, luckily you are wrong, because it turns out they made 3. And all throughout the month of August, I'm going to review every single one of them, in anticipation and celebration of the Rugrats' 20th anniversary. But before we get to that, let's talk about the history of the Rugrats and how they rose to popularity. Rugrats premiered on August 11th, 1991, the second Nicktoon to air on Nickelodeon, along with Ren and Stimpy and the horde of nostalgia critics everywhere known as Doug. For a while, Rugrats had its share of modest success, but it wasn't Nickelodeon's biggest hit. That honor went to Ren and Stimpy. That all changed between the years of 1995 and 1997, when they began airing specials emphasizing certain holidays, most notably those of the Jewish holidays Passover and Hanukkah. The reception of these was phenomenal. Not only were the ratings through the roof, but the shows received overwhelmingly positive reviews, with each special earning an Emmy nomination. During this time, Doug got bought out by Disney, and Ren and Stimpy got canceled due to a creative rights dispute, so that left Rugrats to dominate, and dominated it did, as the show quickly became Nickelodeon's highest-rated program yet. And then, in 1998, Nickelodeon and Paramount finally came to their senses and decided to bring the Rugrats to the big screen. But did they pull it off well? Does the movie manage to live up to the show it was spawned from? Let's find out! Released on November 20th, 1998, the movie is The Rugrats Movie. The movie begins with our main heroes, Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil, having another one of their make-believe adventures, this time through a wonderful parody of the Indiana Jones series. In the parody, Tommy Pickles, our main character, takes on the role of Indiana, or Okie Dokie Jones as he calls him. Their mission is to retrieve what looks like a golden monkey statue, but as they try to grab the artifact, the booby trap that is guarding it is set off. Who were you expecting? If you're gonna have a good Indiana Jones parody, you have to have the balls to do so. We then cut back to real life, where Tommy's family is holding a baby shower in anticipation of the birth of who is supposed to be Tommy's new baby sister, as shown through Tommy's room being painted half pink. Meanwhile, Tommy's dad, Stu, is too busy to celebrate, as he is working on his latest invention.
This is the Reptar Wagon, the ultimate in toddler transportation, the perfect children's toy! I am Reptar, hear me roar!
I am Reptar! Hear me roar!
Conflabbit, can a man work in his own basement without getting barbecued?
Okay, so maybe real fire isn't the best idea for a children's toy.
Duh! So at first, Tommy is thrilled at the idea of being a big brother, but then his mean older cousin Angelica comes to rain on his parade. She tells him that once the new baby comes, his parents will spend all their time caring for it, forgetting all about Tommy. Angelica also manages to send Dee Dee, Tommy's mom, into labor by singing too loudly and obnoxiously. And so everybody rushes straight to the hospital. When they get there, Tommy and his friends decide to explore. And then we get this scene.
So this is the world?
I miss my old room.
This wallpaper here just ain't the same.
This world is something strange.
Wet.
Yo, I'm cold. I need a change. This world is something new to me.
Oh, my head. What is this? I can't
love the extra leg room.
Man, they cut my cord.
Oh, consider yourself lucky.
This world is way too bright.
Can somebody turn down the light?
That's what that thing looks like.
All things here are meant for play.
It's gonna be a real cool day.
This world is something new to me. Real cool. This world is something new to me.
That was pointless.
So, after that entirely unnecessary scene, we cut back to Dee Dee, who is about to give birth.
Them.
What the hell was that? You know what? Let's just forget about it. The less we think about it, the less it'll bother us. So Dee Dee has finally given birth. But there's just one thing.
She's a boy.
So Dee Dee and Stu named the new baby Dill Pickles. Get it? Dill Pickles. And introduce him and Tommy to each other.
This is Tommy. Baby. See? They already love each other.
As time goes by, Angelica's predictions seem to come true, as Tommy's parents tend to Dill's every need, as well as put up with his constant crying. Meanwhile, a circus train is taken over by monkeys and they end up crashing it somewhere in the forest. What importance does this have to the story? Just keep watching, you'll find out. Later that night, Tommy's storybook reading is interrupted by his little brother's crying, and so Stu and Dee Dee proceed to sing him a lullaby to send him to sleep. And what follows is actually a pretty sad scene where Tommy sings his own version of the lullaby and feels rejected by his parents in favor of Dill.
Baby, please rest your head. Now it is time for bed. Please stop. Don't you see? I want Mom and Dad for me.
But if you think that's sad, let's not forget there's still an hour left in the movie. The next day, Stu takes notice of the growing rivalry between Dill and Tommy, and gives him a special pocket watch, using it to help explain to Tommy that he now has a responsibility to take care of his brother, a task that Tommy accepts. Unfortunately, Tommy's friends have had enough of Dill, and decide to use the Reptar wagon to take him back to the hospital. And they end up recklessly driving it throughout the town, with Angelica and Tommy's dog Spite in pursuit, and they all end up getting lost in the woods. The disappearance of the kids causes a media frenzy, and who else to show up but Tim Curry as Rex Pester, a news reporter who is, you guessed it, a pest, constantly getting the names of the missing kids wrong and blowing the situation out of proportion, making everything even worse.
Hey, Mr. Pickles, how does it feel knowing your brother lost your only daughter?
He what?
Share your pain.
You're breaking my arm! Only because I can't reach your neck! You moron!
And there you have it. 2 sour pickles and young Tammy, baby Dale, the twins Bill and Jill, little Chunky, and poor Amelia, all vanished without a trace. I'm Rex Pester, and I'll be back with more big action news.
I love this guy. He's just so delightfully annoying that you can't help but laugh at him.